हाय एवरीवन। वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। और मेरी जो सीरीज़ है जिसके अंदर मैं आपको शेयर कर रही हूँ अपना एज्योर इंटरव्यू से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस जो कि मैं यूट्यूब से और लिंक्डइन अलग अलग प्लेटफॉर्म से कलेक्ट कर रही हूँ और उनको प्रैक्टिस कर रही हूँ। तो उस सीरीज़ का नेक्स्ट डे जिसके अंदर आज मैं डिस्कस करने वाली हूँ एज्योर रिसोर्स मैनेजर के बारे में। सो व्हाट इज़ एज्योर रिसोर्स मैनेजर? फर्स्ट आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्क्राइब दिस. Azure Resource Manager is a management framework for Azure resources that provides way to organize, manage, deploy resource within Microsoft Azure. So here, like you can create your templates and deploy the resources in very managed way. You don't need to go to the GUI, click the next button again and need to define the things again and again. You just have your resource manager template, ARM template, where we write the code in a JSON format, and there is Microsoft side where all the templates are already available. How we can create the storage account, network, or virtual machine, all the resources which are there on the Azure portal, we can create with the help of ARM template, and we can run it using ARM, Azure Resource Manager, which is tool there from the Azure side, and we can run it with the help of Azure DevOps, with the help of CI/CD pipeline. And there is some concepts in it, that is declarative template. So what is declarative? Like declarative is already making it very obvious that we are making everything in the form of declaration, that after this we need to create this, after this we need to create this. So step by step we are providing the information that this needs to be done. There is the instructions which we are providing to them with this. So we are making it so we can make our task easy without any intervention, and we can automate our task. And Azure Resource Manager, like as how Azure provide us the functionality of RBAC, Azure Resource Manager also provides us the function what is happening here, functionality of RBAC, that we can make our role based access control over it. If we want to provide the read access, write access, view access, we can make that. Also we can configure on the resources, that is also possible. Consistent deployment is the main thing, because of which we are following this, because we can make the resources very consistently, because we are defining our resource, how it needs to be made in stepwise format, so it is going to be consistent. Because when we are doing these things manually, we can miss something. There is a chance, but when we have the things in the format of template, so there is no any chance that we are missing any point. So it provides us the consistent experience as well. I have created some notes on my notebook after taking the help from multiple tutorials, so I will share that as well on my LinkedIn channel. I will attach my LinkedIn channel link in the description box. Next is their resource tagging. You can assign tags to resource to categorize and manage them based on the business needs, such as building environment or application. So how we do in GUI, there is a page when we are creating any resource, just before the review and create page, there is a tags page where we can add our tags, that this resource belongs to that manager, why we are creating this. So anything like which can help you to categorize, and which furthermore other persons or you only can take the help to categorize, or taking the help for billing and all. So we can do the tagging in it as well. We can in the when we are assigning the resource or creating any resource, there is a format we can make, that in text we can provide that from where it belong, and all the information which you wants to add there. And there is unified management. ARM template provide a centralized management interface, whether you are using Azure Portal, PowerShell, Power Azure CLI, making it easy to manage resources. So it is unified management because when we are creating the template, I already described that we are providing the information stepwise that what needs to be done next. There is a resource group as well, RG. There is concept of RG which can be asked during the interview, where interviewer is asked checking your knowledge on Azure resource manager, because it is somewhere related to that. Resource group, like in Azure Portal, resource group, it is the logical grouping of the resources. We are making all the resources under it so that we can centrally manage it, we can delete it if we want to delete. We want to delete, like in one resource group there is a VM and there is a network, there is a storage account, everything attached to that are there, and we want to delete on that resource group, so we can directly delete. But if we are going VM network, so there is a chances that we can miss anything. There is concept more organization. Why we use organization and what is organization in Azure ARM, so that is also the concept. By grouping related resources together, make it easier to manage, monitor, maintain resources. For example, you can group all your resources, for a specific application or environment, improving clarity and reducing complexity. So you can organize. The organization itself is making clear that we are organizing the resources, how we are doing into the resource group. Life cycle management. So how we are doing the life cycle management into the Azure is like we are creating all the resources within the resource group itself, so we can manage the life cycle of it. We don't miss anything to delete, we don't miss anything to update, because we are directly onto the Azure resource group. Okay, and next is declarative and imperative. Declarative is that we reached on the final state, that when next time when we need to deploy any resource, we will follow the same template. But imperative, action to be done is the main thing. That in imperative, you needs to make changes every time you are going to change any network detail, you can change there. There is no default location for the resource group. We need to choose the location. This is the one point which I have highlighted in my notes, and which can be asked that in resource group, do we have any default resource group? No, there is no any default resource group. We can choose the resource group when we are creating. We can choose the location when we are creating the resource group. Okay, so this is it. What is the maximum number of resources you can have in a Azure resource group? If anyone wants to, I'm going to ask this. So it is 800, and you can increase this as well by reaching to the Azure support. And how we are doing this scaling. If you need to manage more than 800 resources, this is what I explained, that you can reach out to the Azure support. And how you are controlling accident and delete, update. So there is logs, delete log is there, and it prevents you to delete any resources accidentally. Resource movement between resource groups, yes, that is possible. But that is not directly possible. There is some concepts and there is some steps which needs to be followed to move the resource from one resource group to the another resource group. Okay, so I will explain this because it's a big topic. I will explain this in next video. ARM format, how the ARM format is, what are the things which are there in ARM template. It is the main concept. You need to remember this, that first is there come schema, because in schema Azure specified all the templates which are there. Like when we are writing any query, writing any code to deploy any resource, it take the reference from that schema itself. So you can go to this schema link. There is a .json or something link, you can go there and you will find that there is so much big written code. So it is there, that have centrally the code, and when we are writing the new code, it match from there itself. Next is content version, which version we are going to create. In resources, we define which resource we are going to create, what needs to be done, and all resource storage account or VM or network, whatever the resources we are going to create, we will put that into the resources section. Next is we have variable things which are going to be changed into the resources. So we will put variables in above the resource group, and parameters as well, the values which are not going to change anywhere, and that is going to set globally. Next is output, what ARM template should result us after creating the resources. So this is it about the ARM, how we are doing the deployments there, why we are using this, and there are some concepts of it. It was this. In next video, I will discuss about what steps we are doing when we are making troubleshooting in any ARM. And when we are running any ARM template, if we are finding any issue, what steps we need to follow. So follow our more next videos. Okay, thank you, bye bye. If you like this video, please comment down and like, subscribe, and if there is any issue in my explanation, please comment that as well, so I can work on my skills more. Thank you.